Let's get something clear from the beginning. Nobody is born disciplined. Nobody comes into this world with perfect routines, laser focus, and the ability to follow through on every promise they make to themselves. Discipline is not a trait, it's a skill. And like any skill, it can be built. But most people never take the time to build it, and so they spend their lives stuck, frustrated, always starting over, always quitting early, always wondering why they never reach the next level. But here's the truth most people never hear. You don't need motivation. You don't need more time. You don't need to be naturally gifted. What you need is process, a strategy, a mindset shift that takes you from zero discipline to complete control. Not overnight, but permanently. Let's walk through that process. Not theory, not hype, just real, practical truth. The journey starts with brutal honesty. You can't build discipline if you're lying to yourself about where you are. So stop pretending you're doing your best. Stop blaming your schedule, your past, your environment. If your life feels chaotic, unproductive, or stuck in patterns of procrastination, then own that. That's step one. Take responsibility. Discipline begins the moment you stop outsourcing accountability. Next comes clarity. You cannot be disciplined without direction. Most people fail because they don't know what they're aiming for. They want to be better, do more, feel motivated, but none of those things are specific. You need targets. Tangible goals, real structure. What time do you wake up? What time do you train? What are the non-negotiables in your day? What does success actually look like? Not just in theory, but today, this week, this month. When clarity meets ownership, momentum begins. Now comes the part that separates those who talk about discipline from those who live it. Identity shift. You don't become disciplined by forcing yourself to act different. You become disciplined by deciding you are different. You stop saying things like, "I'm just lazy," or "I can T-focus." Every time you say those things, you reinforce that identity. Start telling yourself the truth. I'm learning to take control. I am someone who follows through. Speak it until your actions align with it. The next piece of the process is structure. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. So build a system. Create a simple daily plan that removes friction. Don't leave your mornings up to chance. Don't let your environment pull you off course. Remove distractions. Schedule focus. Make the hard choice the easy one. If your phone pulls you away from your goals, turn off notifications. If your environment tempts you, change it. Stack your habits where they're easy to start and hard to ignore. That's how discipline becomes automatic. Not through willpower, but through design. But here's the part nobody talks about. You will fail. You will miss days. You will slip. And that's not the end of the road. It's part of it. The people who master discipline are not the ones who never fall off. They're the ones who bounce back fast. The ones who don't let one missed workout turn into a week of bad habits. They don't attach their worth to perfection. They attach it to consistency. One slip does not mean you start over. It means you get back up faster than before. Now let's talk about discomfort. Discipline lives in discomfort. Every time you avoid what's hard, you weaken the muscle. Every time you lean into it, you grow. The people who dominate their lives, their goals, their results, are the ones who stop negotiating with comfort. They don't skip the workout because it's cold. They don't quit the routine because they're tired. They've trained themselves to do what needs to be done, regardless of how they feel. And the only way to reach that point is through repetition. Discipline is built in the reps, not the highlight moments, not the breakthroughs. The quiet, daily reps. The early alarms. The difficult decisions. The boring consistency. The small victories no one claps for. You keep stacking those days, and something shifts. You stop needing outside pressure. You stop waiting to feel inspired. You start trusting yourself. That's what control looks like. It's not about being perfect. It's about becoming the kind of person who doesn't need to rely on moods, motivation, or momentum to move forward. Another critical step in the process is tracking. You cannot improve what you don't measure. Whether it's workouts, finances, screen time, meals, or mindset habits, write them down. Review them, own them. Numbers don't lie. Progress becomes real when it's visible. And with that tracking comes reflection. Ask yourself hard questions regularly. Where am I slipping? What patterns keep repeating? What triggers break my focus? What decisions lead to regret? Then fix those things. Discipline isn't just about doing more. Sometimes it's about doing less. Less scrolling, less complaining, less avoidance, more doing, more presence, more responsibility. And if you want to speed up this entire process, do something even harder. Make it public. Not for applause, but for pressure. Accountability multiplies discipline. Find someone who won't accept your excuses. Declare your goals out loud. Let the world know you're serious. Then back it up. Eventually, this process takes root. What once felt hard becomes automatic. You no longer debate whether to follow your routine. It's just who you are. And that shift is the reward. Not just the results you gain, but the person you become. Someone who's in control. Someone who keeps promises. Someone who sets a standard and lives it, even when no one's watching. Because that's what true discipline is. Quiet power. Unshakable intent. It's the ability to direct your life instead of drifting through it. You don't need more hype. You need habits. You don't need more time. You need fewer excuses. You don't need to be born a machine. You just need to start acting like you believe in your potential. So stop waiting for motivation. It's not coming. Start building the system. Start showing up. Start today. It won't be perfect, but it will be progress. And if you stay with it long enough, consistently enough, the process will change you. From zero discipline to complete control, not just in theory, in real life. And it starts now.